The Building Bridges initiative had its positive side and the negative side. President Uhuru Kenyatta and the ODM leader Raila Amolo Odinga are the owners of the BBI. They initiated it after they had a handshake which culminated into the 9-point agenda that Raila Amolo Odinga has been telling Kenyans. So, BBI was supposed to deliver a new canon to Kenyans. At some point, it was stopped at the High Court. But this guy went ahead to appeal this case at the Court of Appeal. And today, as things goes by, it is clear the reggae is set to be stopped. The reggae has been stopped. So, the big losers in this case is President Uhuru Kenyatta and the ODM leader Raila Amolo Odinga, because they are the initiators of this thing. And going all the way to Court of Appeal, then losing from there, they remain to be the losers as we go forward. So, what is remaining for them is to look for a way to at least salvage their image. Though Raila Amolo Odinga at the latest say that he will not continue to appeal in case BBI will be stopped by at the High Court. Sorry, at the Court of Appeal. So going forward, it's clear that Raila is no longer going to concentrate on the Building Bridges initiative. But for the longest time, he has told Kenyans that reggae is still going on. And I remember at some point, Musalia Mudavadi and the other people went ahead to advise President Uhuru Kenyatta and the ODM leader to look for another means to fix this thing through the National Assembly, where they could have fixed a number of issues like 50% or 60% of BBI could have been delivered through the National Assembly. But Raila insists that this thing should go all the way to the ballot. So it's like we're no longer going to have this thing at the end of the day. Now, another individual who was set to benefit from this thing is the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. And I will explain to you, but before we go deep into that, I have a humble request. You might be watching me and you have not yet subscribed. Please consider subscribing to help us to grow this platform. Again, to all the returning subscribers, thank you so much for your unconditional support. Now, how is William Samoei Ruto was set to benefit from the Building Bridges initiative? It is simple. Kenyans have continuously complained that the presidency has been rotating between the Kikuyus and the Kalenjin. Kalenjin, Kikuyu. Kikuyu, Kalenjin. So, that has been the trend. And therefore, the biggest problem William Samoei Ruto was set to solve was on how he's going to pick his running mate ahead of 2022 general election. If Ruto was going to pick the running mate from Central Region, it means he is going to maintain the status quo whereby the Kenyans are complaining of a Kikuyu Kalenjin. So he's going to maintain that. And maintaining that, it means he only have a guarantee of getting vote from Central and Rift Valley. And to solve this problem, BBI was coming with an answer of the Prime Minister position and the two deputies. So through that, I understand William Samoei Ruto, in his lips, he has been saying that he's against the Building Bridges initiative. But deep in his heart, he has been praying that BBI should pass so that he can at least have other position to share out, maybe to Western region and the Nyanza region, or even to Coastal region, such that it will not be seen as the presidency is just rotating between Kikuyu and the Kalenjin. So, hii kusimamishwa kwa reggae pahali imefika also, in one way, imefinya William Samoei Ruto. But they can't accept this. They are going to deny this simply because it has caught Raila Amolo Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta at the center. Because all along, even William Samoei Ruto was against the Building Bridges initiative, but he had made it clear that he is not going to lead the no campaign. Ask yourself why. The reason is he was among the beneficiaries, despite the fact that he was the biggest criticizer of the Building Bridges initiative. So the biggest problem that many Kenyans were seeing in Building Bridges initiative was how these guys were sharing the new constituencies. There were about 70. And around 40, is it 40 or 30? Like half of this was going to Central Region. So the biggest question was, okay, Central Region appears to be the largest population in Kenya, the Kikuyu community. But it's followed by Western Region. And that all over this, even Western Region was not going to get a half of what Central was set to get. So that in itself, it was not balanced in one way or another. So this was the biggest cry that Kenyans had, until even some people went to a position where they were asking themselves, sorry, they were questioning the ODM leader Raila Amolo Odinga, that is going to an extent of even giving everything that President Uhuru Kenyatta is requesting to have, so that it can be exchanged with presidency. You know, people condemned Raila Amolo Odinga because of this. That why couldn't he fight such that this thing is divided equally? So that is one of the problems there. But again, when we talk about the Prime Minister and 2 deputies, anyway, Uganda has a Prime Minister, Tanzania has a Prime Minister. So that is not a burden to Kenyans. And even Kenyans enjoyed the time when we had a Prime Minister and the President, ile serikali ilikuwa ya Kibaki. It was one of the best governments. So bringing back this position, I don't see the huge or the burden that it was going to bring to Kenyans, because this was just officers that were going to be created. And the same way the leader of majority has been withdrawing a salary and having an office, definitely this was going to be replaced by the Prime Minister position. So there's nothing like huge funding that was going to go with those offices. Anyway, another good side of the Building Bridges initiative was all to do with the increase in funding of the county government from 15 to 35. That was good. Again, the World Development Fund was coming. It has been stopped. So I don't know if Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga will think of going ahead to use the National Assembly to provide to pass a bill that will provide a position of the Prime Minister and the 2 deputies, for the sake of having the face of Kenya and embracing the coalitions, because that's another way they can do this. I don't know if they can rethink about that, but that was the best way they could do this thing, the way they were advised. But at the end of the day, they refused to take the advice from Musalia Mudavadi. He told them and the other like-minded leaders that in as much they're waiting for the court ruling, the other way to solve this issue is to go through the parliament. They pass what it can be passed through the parliament, and let the remaining one to wait if the court will allow this thing to go on to the ballot. But Raila insisted that BBI should go to the ballot. No shortcut, and no the parliament way. That's the National Assembly way. So now the issue is out. The biggest problem for Uhuru and Raila is to continue convincing the One Kenya Alliance to join the coalition between ODM and the Jubilee Party. Because now those positions are no longer there. What are you going to give these guys? I remember even when they were forming the NASA coalition, there was promises that in case they win that election and they have the majority numbers, then Musalia Mudavadi, through the National Assembly, they will provide a position for the Premium Cabinet Secretary, which he was going to serve there. So I don't know how it's going to play this time round. It might not be that much easy. Again, William Samoei Ruto will be forced to concentrate on Central Region and Rift Valley, because now he will have his running mate from Central Region. Mambo ya Western, that one even up to now, he's no longer concentrating on. Because one day he was lamenting that when you have problem, you call me for Harambes, but when it comes for voting time, you forget me. So he understands that he cannot get votes in a Western region. But Central region is promising. So he's going to put more of his focus in Central. And as of late, that is where his focus has been. All of the William Samoei Ruto's focus has been in Central region. Every Sunday, he's attending Central region. So you understand that. When Kenya Alliance coming together, they only have 2 slots. And that one could be between Musalia Mudavadi and Kalonzo Musyoka. So Senator Masika Wetangula and Gideon Moi. Then now I see Governor Jeff King is coming in. I don't know what positions are going to be given to them, or if they will be pulled to join the Uhuru Raila Alliance. Time is going to tell. Tell me in the comment section, what do you see about the Court of Appeal ruling on the Building Bridges Initiative? May good God bless you. See you in our next video. And remember to subscribe to this channel.